You're gorgeous and you're a champion. You're gorgeous and you're a champion. You're gorgeous and you're a champion. And don't you forget it. Darlings, you're gorgeous too. I'm gonna make a tater tot casserole and I can't wait. Darlings, oh, I am the Tater Tot Casserole Festival Queen, darlings, of 19, and I love that. Holding that crown, that title, and as you know, is the only Festival Queen title of its kind. They've never held it since, darlings, alright? And I won for so many reasons. But I also have this gorgeous recipe. How can you get it? If you go to my website, tatertot.com, and you subscribe, I will email you a copy that looks just like this, a PDF, so you can recreate this recipe, darlings, alright? So let's look at the stove. What you saw me doing here, you saw some ground turkey, alright? Gobble, gobble, poor little turkey, all ground up. Now you don't have to put meat in it, it can be vegetarian. If you look in this bowl, I'm doing these vegetables, alright? This is like 8 ears or 10 ears of corn, alright? I just kind of cook it and cut it all off the cobs because nothing says Indiana like corn. And we have some onions and some green peppers and garlic, some sage with some flour, some Worcestershire sauce. All right, darlings, let's get it. Sounds complicated. All right, it's not complicated. All right, darlings, you can do it. We're not gonna use canned soups. We're gonna make a bechamel sauce. It's gonna be delicious. Let's get to it, darlings. Darlings, before I go any further, I don't want to ruin my sash. Let me put on an apron. Darlings, don't you just love this apron? Oh, you can get it on Redbubble, alright? Go to Redbubble and search Tater Hoot. You get this apron. It's gorgeous to keep all those little detrimental things off of your gorgeous clothes, alright? Darlings, I'm joking. I'm not going to use an apron. Why? Because I want you to see all this while I'm cooking. Okay, darlings? It's half the show. Oh, okay. Now listen, I was making tater tot casserole. I was talking about a tater tot casserole the other day. I don't know if it was at bingo or some one of my events, and this person just stood at me like I was an alien from another planet. All right, which I am. I'm from Indiana. Okay, darlings, but they've never heard of a tater tot casserole. What is that? It's the poor person's shepherd's pie is what I call it. Because why top something with fresh mashed potatoes? All right, when you can use fresh, frozen, processed potato puffs. All right, darlings, that's what we're going to do. So I made all this corn, all this ground meat. Hands hot. We're gonna mix that together, and then I'm gonna get to making this bechamel sauce, darlings. Let's get to it. All right, now, darlings, this is a little different from the recipe. You know me, recipes are just kind of loose guides, all right? But I'm gonna make this bechamel sauce. People panic when they hear bechamel. I say this all the time. It's not that hard, all right? You're just making like a cream with like some milk and some flour and some hot oil of some sort. It can be butter, it can be olive oil. I choose olive oil, all right? So we come down here, we look at this. It's getting nice and warm. And we have 2 onions and 2 green peppers. And I use about 6 little cloves of garlic. Just probably 3 normal sizes. I'm just gonna put this in here. Go back to the pan, darling. Let's look at that's more beautiful than me. All right, this is hardly true. And then we're gonna put these vegetables in here. It's delicious, delicious. You're gonna cook these on medium to medium-high heat. You don't want to burn them, all right? For about 5 minutes till they get soft here, so keep them in there. And we're gonna add the flour. I'll get to that in just a second, darlings. You can do it. I know it. You're gorgeous and you're smart. Mwah. Darlings, oh, you can use this little, what is it, vegetable soup mix if you want, but if you're feeling fancy, I have some fresh sage from the garden. I have these little skizzers, all right? I'm just gonna cut these in here. Cut all these little leaves. I have 6 or 7 leaves of sage. And I also have 2 little twigs of rosemary. We love rosemary. And I'm just gonna cut those 2. You don't want to cut the stalks, all right? Because you don't want to you might need extra fiber in your diet, darlings, but let's not get it from the rosemary sticks. Just come closer. Can you see this, darling? That new thing? Just cut the little leaves right off of there, right? I find that easier. All right, less cumbersome than trying to pick each little leaf off by itself, darlings. Who wants to hear them scream by themselves? You just cut them all off at once, all right? Oh, it smells so fancy, darlings. All right, darlings, it smells delicious, and I have a 1/4 cup of flour right here. I'm just gonna come closer, sprinkle this in here, darlings, all right? So you're essentially making a roux, all right? You want that flour to absorb all that fat. We're gonna cook it for a minute, just scraping up the bits. Come down here and look at this, darling. Let's look at this. Look and see how I'm doing that, all right, darling? All right, we're just gonna do this for about a minute. Just about a minute. Okay. And then when we're done with this, we're gonna toss in the milk, turn off the heat, and whisk it, and then turn the heat back up so that it makes a nice, delicious, thick sauce, darlings. Darlings, this is the sauce of the beginnings, all right? Just dump all that milk in there, turn the heat back on. We're gonna bring it to a boil and cook 10 minutes so it's thick. Essentially, you want it to look like that canned soup texture, all right? But it's not canned soup, it's homemade bechamel sauce, making it fancy and delicious, darlings. Darlings, this is a real-time correction. This didn't take anywhere near 10 minutes, all right? Come back in here and look at this. I think it maybe took 3 minutes maximum, all right? And then we have this cheese. Use the sharp cheddar. I just have whatever I have in the house, all right? Which is this blend of cheeses. Just mix it, take it off the heat, turn the heat off, all right? And then stir that cheese in. Girl, you can use as much cheese as you want, all right? The world's ending, all right? Eat the much cheese what you want to eat that cheese, all right? I'm just starting with 1 cup. I may put 5 more cups in there, darlings. I just like it to be congealed. No, I'm joking. We're just gonna do 1 little cup of cheese here. Oh, you know what I forgot? More sauce, darlings. We love our sauce. It's delicious. They say a tablespoon. That looks like a tablespoon, darlings. All right, you're not gonna ruin this. It's a tater tot casserole, for God's sake. All right, but this is my delicious recipe I made. Ooh, look at that. Add some depth of flavor to that sauce. Makes it unctuous and tasty. Now, what do we do with this sauce, Tater? That's what you're asking. It looks so beautiful and cheesy. We're gonna mix this with the corn and the ground meat product. Right, remember, you don't need the ground meat product. It's ground turkey, which is probably a meat product, all right? And then I'm gonna add a can of green beans, because nothing says delicious homemade food like fresh canned vegetables, all right? Fresh from the garden, canned and stuck on a shelf for months. We're gonna add that in there just because I want something a bit more green. I don't have anything in my refrigerator. All right, darling. Oh my God, that looks so good. Let's get all this combined. Darlings, isn't that just delicious? All right, oh my God, it's heavy. All right, come here. We're gonna put this in a pan here. There's no need to like grease it, all right? First, dump this in here. Now, I've tried to do this before. Let me a little kitchen tip from Tara Hoot. I've tried to do this before. Just mix it all in here and pour the sauce in on all those vegetables, and then mix it in a bowl first, all right? So it gets nice and combined, and it's all evenly distributed, okay? And then we're just gonna finish dumping all this in here, darlings. Now, my favorite, let's come out of the pan. All right, my favorite thing to do is then line this with tater tots, all right, darlings? And I'll show you. Some people just go willy-nilly all over the place with tater tots. I like it to be very even, very crisp and clean lines, all right, darlings? And if I have a little bit left over, I'm gonna put this little leftover in little mini loaf pans, all right, that I can then freeze and have any time I want a tater tot casserole, all right? Let's get these tater tots topped. Darlings, here's a little secret, all right? I bought the fancy brand version of these tater tots, and I like these the best, all right? Signature Safeway Select, Signature Select, quality guaranteed seasoned tater puffs, all right? And that's what I call this little concoction, all right? A casserole avec les vegetables et la petite pouf de pomme de terre, all right, darlings? That's French for something, I don't know. All right, so what I'm gonna do is open this bag. This is 5 pounds. I think in my recipe I said you might want to start with like two cups of tater tots. That's a lie, darlings. You're gonna need way more than, I don't know what kind of size of casserole that is, but you're gonna want at least a 2-pound bag, all right, to cover this. So we're gonna get lining these up, and while this whole time we've been talking, the oven's been heating at 375 or 400 degrees, all right, darlings. So once these are lined up, you just pop that sucker in the oven. Darlings, oh my goodness, isn't that just so gorgeous? Come back and look at this tater tot casserole. We got nice and lined up all these tots now. The oven's at 375. We're gonna put this in the oven at 375 degrees, darlings. So for, I don't know, 45 minutes, you can gauge it. I like them to be brown and crunchy on top, all right? So if you wanna pop the heat up to 400 degrees maybe, or we're gonna have it in the convection oven, it's up to you, darlings, all right? You don't want these things to be raw and cold, and so I'm gonna pop this in the oven. I can't wait to take it out and have it bubbly and hot. Oh. My goodness, darlings, isn't that just delicious and delightful? Go down and look at this, all right? I'm gonna actually put this back in the oven. No, there we go, look at the casserole. I think go in it for a little bit more longer, all right? So forget 45 minutes. I think I'm gonna probably cook it for at least an hour, darlings, all right? I like it crispy and crunchy. Some people like to smother it in cheese and have it be soggy on top, and there's something obviously wrong with those people, darlings. But I won the competition, or the Tater Tot Casserole Festival Queen with this recipe. People are all very mad that I won. They're like, Tara Hoot, you only won because you blew the judges. You're right, I blew the judges. I blew them away with this delicious recipe. Oh, it is so good. I hope you make it. I hope you take pictures of you making it and send it to me. Let me know how it is, all right, darlings? It is so unctuous and tasty. Oh, I just can't wait to eat more of it. So I'm going to say goodbye so I can eat this, all right, darlings? Until next time, I love you. You're gorgeous. Be brave in the kitchen. Mwah.